everybody! Welcome to another session of Kids Rock Story. And guess what? We're back from our summer break and today we are reading Rosa Parks. Do you know who Rosa Parks is? Well, today you're going to find out in this storybook. Rosa Parks. Can you imagine a world where white children could travel in a school bus every morning but black children had to walk? Can you imagine a world where black people couldn't drink from the same water fountain as white people or sit with them on a bus? This world was real. All these things happened in the United States. Some white people felt they should be treated better than black people. Segregation laws were used to give more rights and better life to white people. Rosa Parks helped change these unfair laws by thinking and acting. She stood up for herself and others throughout her life. Rosa Parks was born as Rosa Louise McClawley on February 4, 1913 in Alabama in the USA. She lived on a farm with her parents and grandparents. She was a small, quiet girl. She loved to read nursery rhymes and fairy tales like Little Red Riding Hood. She also helped take care of her little brother Sylvester. Rosa's grandparents were born as slaves. They taught her that all people deserve fair treatment. When Rosa was a child, slavery was over, but white people still had more freedom than black people. One day when Rosa was 11, a white boy pushed her. She pushed back the boy. The boy's mother told Rosa she would go to jail. Rosa stood up for herself. She told them she didn't want to be pushed. In her time, when Rosa was a girl in the 1920s, many things were different from how they are today. When Rosa was 19 years old, she married Raymond Parks. They lived in Montgomery in the U.S. state of Alabama. She got a job as a seamstress in a department store. She sewed clothes to fit customers. Rosa Parks also worked to spread the word about civil rights. She attended meetings and marches. She taught young people how to stand up for themselves. She helped people who were hurt by those who did not believe in civil rights. Standing up for civil rights was not easy, but Parks never gave up. On the night of December 1st, 1955, Parks took the bus home after work. She sat down in the middle of the bus. After a few stops, the bus grew crowded. The driver asked Parks to stand so a white man could sit. She thought about the unfairness she faced all her life. She felt she had as much right to sit in a seat as anyone else, no matter what color her skin was. Parks looked at the driver in the eye. In a quiet voice, she answered, "No." She must have been scared. Black people had been arrested for refusing to give up a seat on a bus. Some had been hurt or killed for doing the same thing. People on the bus, black and white, feared what would happen. The bus driver called the police. The police arrested Parks. At her trial, the court found her guilty of breaking a state segregation law. She was forced to pay a fine. Word spread about what had happened. Parks' act inspired people to stand up for fair and equal treatment. Black leaders asked people to protest against unfair rules by taking part in a bus boycott. A young preacher named Martin Luther King Jr. made a speech. He urged people to stick together. It was not easy for people to get to work and other places without the bus, but people kept the bus boycott going. It lasted more than a year. Finally, the Supreme Court ruled everyone had the same rights on buses. Courage. Parks paid a price for protesting after her arrest. Parks and her husband lost their job. Angry people threatened them. Finally, in 1957, they left Montgomery and moved to Detroit. In 1965, Parks took a job with a black congressman named John Conyers. For the next 20 years, she worked in Conyers' office. Parks continued to stand up for civil rights. She attended meetings and peaceful protests. She even helped black people fight unfairness in other countries like South Africa. Remembering Rosa Parks. Many people knew about Parks' life because she refused to give up her seat on the bus that day in 1955. But now you know she spent her whole life standing up for fair treatment. Rosa Parks died on October 24, 2005, aged 92. After her death, she was given great honors like the ones presidents and soldiers received. The end. Thank you for watching Kids Rock Story. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Kids Rock Story, on Facebook and Instagram. See you next time. Bye-bye.